请坐，捻一叶菩提香。阅读，觉诸佛智慧海。欢迎收听由香海文化制作的 Fun 香节目。本季我们阅读星云大师著作《星云说喻》，聆听大师如何以简短的譬喻故事，巧妙引导大众，以智慧克服生活的困境，得到解脱自在。本系列故事由人间佛教研究院副院长妙光法师以英文诵读，中文诵读由 AI 生成。
Hello, this is Miao Guang. Today's Bodhi Light Tale is The Happy Suit. Once upon a time, there lived a young man named Sam. He experienced anxiety and stress since his youth due to the divorce of his parents. Sam's father had a close friend named Toby, who would visit Sam and take him out for dinner. One night, Sam asked Toby, "Why do you always wear a suit?" Toby laughed and said, "Wearing a suit is a sign of success. When people see a suit, they see high social status. A suit is the key." Sam frowned, and Toby continued, "When you grow older, you will understand." Without a definitive answer, Sam always wondered what Toby meant. What was the meaning in wearing a suit? After Sam graduated from college, he talked with his classmates about their job applications. However, Sam felt it was also important to think about the meaning of life and how to live a life filled with happiness. One day, Sam's friend Joel invited him to a career networking event. Knowing how Sam truly felt, Joel said to him, "You've always wanted to know how to find happiness. Take this opportunity to find your answers." Sam nodded and replied, "Yes, thanks for the invite. See you there." When Sam arrived at the event, it was already in full swing. Sam saw Joel and was about to join him when he noticed that everyone was paying attention to another man who had just arrived. He did not know who this man was and asked Joel, "Who's that?" "His name is Tom. He's a successful property developer. You should ask him about his thoughts on happiness. He's made a lot of money in a very short time. He's even been on the news a lot recently. And I'm sure he lives quite a happy life. Go chat with him before he gets occupied." Sam walked over and introduced himself. "Good evening. It's a pleasure to meet you. I heard you've had quite a successful year." "Thank you. Well, I worked very hard when I was younger, and now I am finally enjoying the benefits. What about you? What brings you here?" replied Tom. "Well, forgive me for being bold, but I'd like to ask if being rich has brought you happiness," said Sam. Tom laughed and said, "I wish it did, but not always. I'm fortunate to be rich, but I worry a lot about my business. Also, being career obsessed, I never found time for love." After chatting further with Tom, Sam saw a couple nearby and thought to ask them about their happiness. He approached the couple and said, "Sorry to bother you. You both look happily in love. I wonder if you found happiness falling in love." The couple replied, "Yes and no. We have our own ups and downs. When things are good, we enjoy it. But when we argue, we get upset and angry." "I see. Do you know anyone else here that can give me advice on finding happiness?" Sam asked. "Well, there's an entrepreneur named Charles over there. We spoke to him earlier, and he seemed cheerful and content. He might be able to help you, replied the couple. Feeling hopeful, Sam approached Charles and said, "Good evening. If you don't mind me being direct, I'm searching for happiness in life. Would you say happiness can be found in owning a business?" Charles replied, "These days, competition is fierce. I'm constantly worried about profit and loss. While I try to stay optimistic, there are still days when I feel disappointed and miserable. I don't think owning a business guarantees happiness." Having asked all these people, Sam began to wonder whether finding happiness was possible. Just as Sam was losing hope, someone said to him, "Hi there. My name is Colin." Sam looked up and saw a man wearing a suit smiling at him. Immediately, Sam remembered long ago what Toby said about wearing a suit is a sign of success. Sam smiled and said, "Sorry to be blunt, but can you please lend me your suit?" The man looked at Sam suspiciously and replied, "Why do you want my suit?" Sam replied, "Well, long ago, my father's friend told me that wearing a suit means success. So I assume I can find happiness if I wear a suit." Colin groaned and replied, "I see, but I'm not happy. I hate my job, but I can't quit as I have bills to pay and a family to support. I'm always stressed about having to deliver at work and at home. I find it nearly unbearable." Seeing Sam's disappointment, Colin offered a suggestion. "I often go to the forest to speak to an old man. Despite being elderly and alone, he seems very happy and content. I say he's the happiest person I've met. I'm going to see him tomorrow, and you can come with me if you like." Excited, Sam agreed and said, "Sure, thank you so much." The next day, Colin and Sam went to the forest. The old man was already waiting to greet them. After introducing himself, Sam told him about his search for happiness and the idea of wearing a suit to find it. "You look happy and content. That is why I've come to ask if I could borrow your suit," he said. The old man smiled and replied, "I am indeed very happy, but I do not own a suit. I live in a small hut in the woods. Why would I need a suit?" Seeing Sam's sad face, the old man continued, "Young man, happiness does not lie in a suit. You can be happy with or without a suit. In my experience, happiness is found within, not in a suit or anything else." On hearing the old man's response, Sam had finally found his answer. Since then, Sam would join Colin in visiting the old man, and they became good friends. This story highlights where happiness is found. Happiness is not necessarily found in fame, power, money, wealth, and love. Let's think more about this. If being carefree brings happiness, how can you be carefree? If letting go leads to happiness, can you let go of the desire for fame and wealth? What about other desires? Can you let go of them? If forming good affinities with others results in happiness, are you willing to develop these relationships? If a peaceful mind and body lead to happiness, Are you willing to practice to achieve that? In this story, Sam thought he could find happiness by wearing a suit. But the suit here actually represents fame, power, money, and wealth. And all these things become burdens in our lives. The old man in the forest reminds us that happiness lies within us. If we are happy to nurture good thoughts and create happiness within our own minds, we will be happy no matter where we are and what we wear. Just as Venerable Master Xing Yun says, happiness is nothing more than being free from worry. Suffering is nothing more than having excessive desires. Wealth is nothing more than being content. Poverty is nothing more than being greedy.
西装的快乐。阿才一生向往快乐的人生。他问妇人：“有钱快乐吗？”妇人回答：“不见得，有钱很烦恼。”他又问情侣：“谈恋爱快乐吗？”情侣回答：“不一定，有时候牵肠挂肚很痛苦。”他再问企业家：“有事业很快乐吗？”他们说：“事业竞争力大，患得患失的心情很让人烦恼。”究竟如何才能快乐？有一个人告诉他，穿西装的人是最快乐的人，你去找穿西装的人，请他把西装借给你，教你怎样才能得到快乐。阿才找到一个穿西装的人，请求他，请你把西装借给我穿好吗？那人一脸狐疑，为什么？阿才说，因为穿西装的人最快乐，请你告诉我怎样才能快乐。那人埋怨着，哎呀，我不快乐，每天为妻子儿女奔忙，生活的负担重得很啊。阿才只好再找另一个人，那人同样埋怨，我哪里快乐，天天担心产品的品质不好，担心出货发生状况，还要担心职员罢工，烦都烦死了。这个穿西装的人也不快乐，那个穿西装的人也不快乐，没有一个人是快乐的。阿才不由得苦恼着。后来有人告诉他，我在郊外树林里看到一个老先生，虽然年纪大了，但是每天笑嘻嘻的，应该是最快乐的，你去找他吧。阿才找到了老先生，问，可以把你的西装借给我穿吗？很多人告诉我，你是最快乐的。老先生笑一笑，我是很快乐，但是我没有西装啊，我住在森林的小屋里，哪里需要西装？看到阿才垂头丧气的模样，老先生说，年轻人，快乐不是在穿西装，没有西装的时候更快乐呢。什么是快乐？自在是快乐，你能自在吗？放下最快乐，你能放下世间的功名富贵，放下心中不当的欲求吗？结缘很快乐，你愿意广结善缘吗？身心的安宁安详很快乐，你有用心让身心安详吗？快乐不一定在功名、权力、金钱、富贵、爱情里，快乐其实在自己的心里，只要愿意在心的工厂制造快乐，穿什么都快乐。星云大师法语：乐莫大于无忧，苦莫大于多欲，富莫大于知足，贫莫大于贪婪。
更多内容欢迎典藏星云大师全集以及系列著作。感谢您的收听，我们下次见。